If you like this video, please click on the like button. Comment with the names of the movies you would like us to cover next. Click the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified of our latest creations. We cover 100 movies from around the world every day. To advertise with our channel, reach out to us. Our contact information is on our channel page. Now, let's move to the plot of this movie.
After finding a mail-order gun while riding in the desert, Zachariah and his best friend, Matthew the blacksmith, begin to play with it, and eventually decide to leave their small town and seek more colorful adventure as gunfighters. While following a criminal band called the Crackers into a saloon, Zachariah is challenged, and shoots the aggressor dead, demonstrating he has a quick talent for gunplay. He and Matthew strong-arm their way into joining the Crackers, but find they are inept at pulling off successful crimes, and leave them behind. A taunting fiddler alerts Zachariah to the legendary outlaw Job Kane, and soon he and Matthew seek him out at his home saloon, hoping to join with him. Job, whose gun skills are kept sharp through musical drumming, challenges the boys to fire at each other to demonstrate their talent. But Zachariah refuses, sensing that it will lead to an eventual showdown between himself and his friend. He leaves the compound to seek answers elsewhere, but Matthew stays behind to join Kane's organization. Zachariah meets an old man living alone in the desert, who allows him to stay the night provided he leave his gun outside the house. He alludes to the pleasures to be found in a border town called El Camino, and Zachariah rides off for there the next day. El Camino is a virtual Sin City, centered around the brothel, spa operated by Belle Starr, who insists she only sleeps with affluent gunslingers. Zachariah manages to charm her into intimacy, but ultimately chooses to leave her, finding that hedonism is not what he has been seeking either. Meanwhile, Matthew has risen into a positions of trust with Job Kane, but plots to ultimately surpass the gunslinger. Zachariah returns to the old man's compound, where he learns about the beauty and stillness of the desert. The old man teaches him a mantra, "Hurry up and die," to stress the contrary notion of slowing down and enjoying the circle of change. Zachariah sheds most of his gunfighter attire and becomes more spirit-minded. Kane announces his plan to take his men and visit El Camino, asking Matthew to watch his saloon. Matthew instead trails him, and stops at the old man's compound, where he is reunited with Zachariah, and announces his plan to duel with Kane in El Camino. Zachariah furtively returns to practicing his shooting, anticipating his prophesied showdown with his friend. The old man is horrified at the return to violence, and confronts him with his spent bullets and a dead mouse, demonstrating how even when he seems to be shooting at nothing, he is still harming the desert. He tells him he will not speak to him again. The next morning, however, after Zachariah finds an arrowhead in the area where the old man had been searching, he breaks his silence to tell him he is ready to die, and expires soon after. Matthew confronts Kane in El Camino, and shoots him dead. It is hinted he too celebrates with Belle Starr. He returns to the compound, and goads Zachariah into a gunfight with him. Zachariah tries multiple means to stall the duel, but Matthew persists. The two fight hand-to-hand in the dirt, and Zachariah rides off, wondering aloud how Matthew seems to have learned nothing. Matthew angrily expends all his bullets, yelling threats of death, but then begins to laugh with a sense of clarity, and rides off to reunite with his friend in the sunset.